Golf, click big deal to a golf tip. Last week we talked about the bump and run chipping. You got a lot of green to work with, use the bump and run. But what if you got a postage stamp? Here's a page out of Phil Mickelson's book. We're talking the flop shot. JR. Welcome to this episode of JR's Golf Tips. We're at Arrowhead Country Club, joined by JR Hamlet, the head golf professional here. Last week it was the bump and run. We're still talking chipping, but today the flop.
Today the flop, Eric. So we're just gonna take a quick look at the sand wedge here. Of course, we've got the flange and the face, and now we're dealing with a lot more loft.
Open club face.
Yeah, open club face. So we're talking about a chip here that requires getting it up in the air with no green to work with, where before we had some green to work with. Now we don't have any green to work with, so we got to use a lofted club.
So we're going to try and stick it.
Yeah, we're going to try to fly it nearly the whole way. We're only going to roll it probably less than a third of the way.
All right,
so
let's get right to it.
Okay, Eric, we got the sand wedge here, and we're going to take a narrow stance, and where before we were hitting bump and runs and putting it on inside our right toe, now we're going to put it up here off our left toe. And the angle of the shaft is probably going to be as far back as any shot that you hit in the game. Where before we were here, now we got the angle of the shaft a little further back to add a little loft to the club. And we're going to try to get the head of that club to just slide right underneath the ball and get the ball airborne. And more so than anything else, and like what we were working on with you in the bump and run, we want to get that club up in the fingers of your right hand, and you want to grip it just so lightly that you almost drop the club. You want to grip it very lightly and no tension in the forearm. So you just want to slide that club right under the ball and just have it land softly, hopefully getting it around the hole. Okay, Eric. There you go. So you're going to play that ball up off your left toe. Yep, there you go. And you're going to keep it up in your fingers. There you go. That's a good setup. Just something like that. Okay, a little
much?
Yeah, a little more distance than you needed, but the trajectory was excellent. So just a little.
So front foot, light grip.
Narrow your stance up just a little bit. There you go. Just reduce the length of your backswing a little. There you go. Okay, nice little flop shot. Okay, so to increase trajectory or hit it higher, you're just going to open that face up a little bit, open the stance to compensate for that, and you're going to increase the length of the backswing. There's a little higher trajectory. Excellent chip. Right up there around the hole.
Excellent. So we've covered bump and run, and now the lob shot, very helpful on the fringe of the green or in the vicinity of it. JR, thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric.
You can always catch JR's Golf Tips Thursday on News Center 1.